Hello everyone, and I'd like to welcome you to my Ditch and Switch class. This subject is really important to me because I am on a mission to try and remove as many chemicals as I can figure out from my life. I've been using essential oils now for a couple of years, and when I first started using them, I just was curious about oils. But then as time wore on, I started to see that the idea behind today's essential oil therapy and the people like me that become passionate about them, what their real ministry and mission is to use them to replace chemicals in your life. And I've been trying to talk about that for a few years to people, but some people just don't care or they don't understand why. We were raised in a society that all of these things were meant that, the chemicals that were added to products or that were introduced, or all of the cleaning and skincare products and things like that were introduced to enhance our life, to keep us healthy and safe, to remove germs, to give us the best possible life. But as time has gone on, we're seeing that there are some dangerous effects to that. So that's what this class is about, to try and educate you on what things you need to look out for. There's a lot of things out there with Latin names, and like the Latin name for sugar and for salt and water, the chemical, the scientific names. We don't always recognize things that we are supposed to have and things that we shouldn't really have at all. So today's class is going to be a vehicle, a tool for you to help figure that out. So it's going to be a series of short videos that I will be uploading into this event. And, the idea behind doing the short videos is so, you could just take chunks at a time, because this is an important subject. It may take a while to get all the information, but you may not have the whole hour to spare. Or maybe there'll be certain ones you want to look at and review a little better. Okay, so each one will be about 5 minutes, and that way you can use that time to write down notes or maybe look up what I had to say. You should always fact check what you hear, right? Now, I've done that. I've looked up these things. I don't just say things off the cuff, but if you're anything like me, you may want to double check them. So these are the things you're going to need for the class. You are going to need a couple of documents, or I would suggest you do it. They're going to appear backwards on the screen, I'm sure. But I'm going to have this file uploaded for you, the hidden toxins in toiletries and beauty products. I'd like you to try and print it off because there's a list of products on there. And that's going to help. Having a list of products helps. So there'll be this one, and there's another one called Detective Mom Checklist. Okay? You guys should download them ahead of watching this class if you can. If you can't, just do it later. But I just find that very helpful for writing little notes, maybe keeping them by you. You're not going to remember every little thing on here, and you're probably not going to look up every little thing either, but there are certain ones that are going to stand out to you. I guarantee you, after today, you will see certain names and think, yeah, I don't want that in my product. So, but others, maybe you have some things around the house, and you want to double check and think, okay, is this something I can use? Well, that's what these things are for, these two little sheets. All right, so let's start. Just a few minutes of information before I get to the part of the class where I will be sharing some graphics on the screen with you. The idea behind that is I'm going to show some things to you visually, and then you will have the option to stop where you want. I'm also, after this class is over, I'm going to upload these graphic images. They're not, graphic like gory, but the JPEGs, so that you can copy and paste what you want and save it on a file, print them, whatever you want to do. So that's how it's going to go. And let's just talk about a couple of things to start. I do want to thank you for the time you're about to give me today. I just want you to know that this is a journey, this is a process, so there is no judgment. I just want to empower your decisions because change takes time. And it took me about 2 years to even start cleaning up my act, and I've been working very hard on it in the last year or so. I'm going to review things for you to look at that I suggest you can look at. And I'm also going to be talking about Young Living essential oils. So before, in the next video, I'll just show you the oil starter kit if you don't have it, and talk briefly about Young Living essential oils. So just a couple things to consider. The average person is exposed to about 500 chemicals a day. The average woman uses about 80 of them before breakfast. That's a lot, right? Why does that matter? Well, 1 in 3 cases of cancer are directly linked to poor lifestyle choices. That includes chemical exposure, poor eating, lack of exercise, etc. Just a couple of more facts on some of the environmental things that are in place to protect us, such as OSHA. And I am going to be reading a couple of facts, so you'll see me look up and down a little bit. But OSHA studied almost 3,000 ingredients in products, and this is what they found. 314 of them caused biological mutations. 218 of them caused reproductive problems. 778 were known to be toxic to the human body. 146 of them they knew caused cancer, but they are allowed in the United States, even though they are banned in Europe and other countries. 26 seconds after exposure, chemicals are found in measurable amounts in the human body. Now, essential oils are also found in measurable amounts in the human body. We always tell you in our classes, whatever you put on your skin is going to get into your bloodstream. Okay? The top 10 most dangerous chemicals in homes are from air fresheners and cleaning supplies. Most deodorants out there have aluminum in it, and we've been willingly just rubbing them on the pits for all the years that we've been alive using deodorant. There are more than 100,000 chemicals on the market today. Many of them were grandfathered in by the Toxic Substance Control Act of 1976. So that act came out to protect us in 76, but certain ones were grandfathered in. We have to pray that this changes, you guys. Samuel Epstein, who is the chairman of the Cancer Prevention Coalition, said, "It is unthinkable that women would knowingly inflict such exposure on their infants and children and themselves if products were routinely labeled with explicit cancer risks. Currently, that labeling is not required. It is in food and it is in drugs, but it is not on body care for us, for infants, and in cleaning supplies. Manufacturers are allowed to not put that on there because they say that it would infringe on copyright laws and their secret ingredients. And they can withhold from the actual label anything they want. They are required to tell you what's in their product if you specifically asked, but they do not have to put it on the labeling. Okay, so just some things to keep in mind. I'll come back at you in a few minutes on a different type of video, and we'll begin the meatier part of this class. Thank you.